Hi team, Miss Vaughn here to talk to you about what you're going to be doing with the sub today. It's pretty simple stuff of what you're going to be doing. You're going to be watching this TED Talk. To frame this TED Talk, we are wrapping up the natural sciences as an area of knowledge, and we are specifically thinking about methods and tools that are used in science. And we have talked the scientific method to death in this unit so far. So now I want I want you all to be thinking about the tools that are used in science. From there, I want you to be thinking about language as a tool. So like we spent so much time last semester talking about how language shapes meaning, how language conveys meaning, how language is something that can seek to clarify, and how language is also something that can make things more confusing. So have that all in mind when you watch this video. And then when you're done, you're going to be taking notes along the way. And then when you're done, you're going to answer the two questions. Okay. So let's read the directions. You're going to answer those two questions. So those of you who try to play games and you're like, I thought I was only supposed to answer one question, read the directions, two questions. First question, does the precision of the language used in the natural sciences successfully eliminate all ambiguity? When we think about precision, we think about sharpness, specificity. So I want you to evaluate that question. Does the specificity of language used in natural sciences successfully eliminate all ambiguity? So if we get more specific with our language, does that eliminate, and you guys have talked about this, that interpretation is often the thing that um, creates these maybe errors or confirmation bias or bias in general with the natural sciences. So if we're more precise in our language, will that help to eliminate all ambiguity? And for who is my question. Because first time that I read this question, I thought that if I were to listen to two physicists speak, I might be able to understand some of the math stuff. But like beyond that, I don't think that I would have any idea of what they were talking about. And that would not successfully eliminate the ambiguity for me, but it might successfully eliminate the ambiguity for them. So think about that. Question B, I want you to be thinking about, again, language as a tool. So do the ever improving tools of an area of knowledge always result in improved knowledge? Think about this question with Thomas Kuhn in mind, thinking about the paradigm shifts that exist. Remember that part of the part of the qualities that he said that creates a paradigm shift is that new language forms in response to whatever revolution has happened in science. So as language evolves, is that an improving tool is the first thing that you have to think about. And then the second thing that you have to think about, always a result, or does it always result in improved knowledge along the way too? And you got to tell me the conditions in which that might be true or not true. Or maybe if you're somewhere in between, you can talk about both. In these cases, it's true. In these cases, it's not true. Or in this thing that we looked at in class, it's true. And this thing that we looked at in class, it's false. Um, okay, so watch the video, take notes, answer those two questions when you're done, thinking about language as a tool. And he's going to be talking about language as a social technology. Same thing. Anything that is a technology is something that is created to make something done more efficiently. Um, we always think about technology now as like computers, but like a hammer is a technology. Language is a technology. Okay. Email me if you have any questions. If you turned your journal in yesterday, I graded them and they are on a stack on the brown swivel chair in the very front of the classroom. So just go on up to the front and grab it. Um, you guys, you got to congratulate yourself for turning in your EE. I almost forgot. I almost forgot to congratulate you. Congratulations for turning in your EE. I know that it was one heck of a process, but you did it. I hope that you created some good muscle memory that you can fall back on in the future. I know that sometimes it was kind of like maybe you felt a little lost, maybe you didn't know that if you were on the right track. And dealing with all of that ambiguity that happens with these different ideas and processes is something that I think is going to be helpful for you in the future. And you might not be able to see it now, And you might hear that a million times from different adults where things are not helpful for you in the future. But I really do believe that this is going to be helpful for you in the future. And why do I say that? Because I'm currently going through a very similar process with grad school. So you know what? I feel for you and I see you. Good job. Okay, be nice to the sub, be nice to each other, be nice to yourself. Do something nice for yourself to congratulate yourself for finishing your EE because you deserve it. Bye bye.